I'm speaking to you and I want to acknowledge the Wandian mob here on the south coast of New South Wales, where the Union School is, and their elders past and present. In acknowledging that, we're acknowledging all of the injustice that have been done to these people that have preserved this country for more than 60,000 years, that give us a real indicator of how we should live communally, how we can live in dignity and decency. And in that acknowledgement also acknowledge they need a voice, there needs to be reconciliation, there needs to be treaty. But I'm also celebrating, as we ended the 150th year, all of the achievements this union has made, just not in the area of Indigenous rights, in the area of human rights and labour rights, in the area of all of those areas of social justice, workers' compensation, all of the things that we've been able to achieve, a shorter working week, recognition and dignity and decent jobs, all forged out and worked by generation after generation after generation of working families, working men and women. That's worth celebrating. That gives every other worker, not only in this country but around the world, an ability to be able to see what we can do and what we can achieve. At a time of great struggle, a time of war, at a time of deprivation, at a time of great poverty all over the world. And we're determined to draw on that 150 years and go forward in a way that will galvanise all working men and women in their communities to aspire for a better world, not only for themselves and their families, but for generations to come. We've got some challenges, sure we have, but we've got things going for us too. The working men and women that are members of this union, that believe in this union, our staff, and thank you, the officers that work tirelessly on your behalf and on our behalf to be able to realistically put our words and policies into action. And as we go forward with the new Labor government, and as we go forward with Labor governments potentially in Victoria, Queensland, New South Wales, Western Australia and South Australia, there is an opportunity for us to go and realise those working values that put them there. It's not about politics, it's not about individuals, it's about the men and women and children and communities that rely on good political leadership, and we've got them in the Albanese government, and we have to deliver that. The rights of Australian seafarers that have been denied their right to work by one of the most negligent and criminal periods of time that we've seen, to deny our ability to go to work in our own country, to carry our own cargoes. And that's ahead of us, and that's been committed to. We've got to challenge employers that still don't get it. Spitzer, you don't get it. If you're going to do work in this country, you need to do it in conjunction with your workforce and not a part of it. We've got to challenge the lies and the vilification in the media. We've got like the Productivity Commission that blames us, that blames working men and women of the waterfront for all the problems that the stevedores have created by exploiting those anti-union laws over a long period of time. So they've got to come to the party, and they've got to wake up to themselves too. An ability for all of us to go forward. It's on the record, the profit that they've made. It's on the record that we are in the front line of the pandemic. It is on the record that we fight not only for ourselves, we fight for our communities, and that deserves respect. So at this point in our 150th, let's celebrate that with our families over the season. But again, on behalf of the union, on behalf of the history of the union as the National Secretary, on behalf of working men and women as President of the ITF, thank you for your determination. Thank you for your belief in the union. Thank you for your commitment to our policies. And thank you for the courage, focus and willingness to take all of those things forward to build not only a better world for ourselves and our families, but a better, more peaceful, more functional, more prosperous world for all Australians and by extension, all working men and women. at the end of this 150th anniversary, there's one thing we all know. It's MUA, and we're here to stay. Have a good season.